Modern tattooing originated in the 16th to 18th century naval expeditions. Since the 1970s, tattoos have become a mainstream part of global and Western fashion. They have become common among both sexes to all economic classes and to the age groups ranging from later teens to middle age. Tattoos and piercings are more popular now than they ever have been before, but they are still highly discriminated against.
I love them.
I personally don't have any tattoos. I've got my ears pierced and that's it, so I don't think I'd get any. I'm too scared that they will hurt, but it doesn't bother me. I think some tattoos can be really beautiful, and I think that people pierce themselves or get a tattoo to express themselves.
Well, it's your body, you can do it you want, as long as they don't look tacky or home jobs. And I reckon they're okay.
Our bodies are a blank canvas, and with all the fashion and the fashion industry growing and booming, I think that people should be able to express themselves just as they do with clothing. They should be able to adorn themselves with whatever they choose and be creative and expressive.
I don't really have a personal opinion. I think that it's up to the individual. If they want to do that to their body, then it's up to them.
Now, I'm aware that some students at our school do have tattoos, so I decided to interview one and get an insight on how he feels about tattoos and whether he gets discriminated for them. What's the reasoning behind getting your tattoo?
There isn't really any reasoning. I just got it for fun.
Do you notice anyone being prejudiced towards you because you have such a young age?
Everyone.
How are they discriminating you because of them?
All they do is stare and whisper about me.
Do you think that it's right to discriminate someone because they have tattoos and piercings?
I don't think so. It's their body. It's not other people.
Many people say that younger people that do have tattoos or piercings are going to regret them when they're older. Let's interview someone of an older age to see if that's always the case. As you're aware, people say that when you're older you don't regret any tattoos or piercings that you may get. Do you regret any tattoos or piercings that you've ever gotten? No. Have you ever been discriminated because of any of your tattoos or piercings before?
Don't think so, no.
Do you think that tattoos are becoming more a fashion statement than an expression of individuality?
Yeah, for a lot of the young ones I do, yep.
How so?
Just every running out there and then just to look good for training use, for fashion, instead of, you know.
Lastly, do you think it's right that people are being discriminated or excluded because they have decided to go and get tattoos and piercings to express themselves?
No, it's definitely wrong.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, because it doesn't determine who they are.
No, I don't. I think you need to judge your opinion based on someone's personality, not how they look.
No, I don't think anyone should be discriminated. I think the person getting the tattoos or piercings does need to be aware that they don't get anything offensive to anybody.
No, I do not. I don't think it's appropriate for the piercings to be in place at workplaces, but I don't have a problem with them doing it in their own personal time. So I think it's just about location.
No, I don't think it's right because it's somebody's own choice if they want to do that to their bodies, and it's like, what effect does it have on you?
Now, this being said, let's go see how the principal feels about tattoos and piercings. What is your personal opinion on tattoos and piercings?
Personally, I don't like tattoos particularly. I hate tattoos, and I suppose look, they can look quite nice if you go a little smaller. But I really hate the sleeves and whatever. And I suppose I just worry people have got such nice skin when they're born as babies. Why ruin it by having tattoos?
What's the school policy on tattoos and piercings?
There isn't a policy on tattoos. Only because I think that under the current regulations you need to be 18 to get a tattoo, and none of our students are 18.
Do you think that sometimes the school bans tattoos or piercings more in general based on their looks rather than because of the actual school policy?
Look, probably to answer your question is, there is no policy for tattoos. The trouble with piercings, I think, is it's a health and safety issue. In my mind, look, I probably don't have a problem if people have a little thing here. Like years ago at the school, you couldn't wear nose studs at all. Now we don't mind. And other ones need to be, if they're clear, if they're unobtrusive.
Why are, of all piercings, nose piercings allowed?
Well, I suppose at one stage there was no piercings whatsoever, and that's when the nose piercings started to come in. And we made people cover them over with band-aids, so people would remove the bright coloured, bright green band-aids. It looks stupid. So I thought, okay, let's meet people halfway. If you can wear something small and unobtrusive, then we don't need to hassle you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I have organised an interview with an experienced tattooist to get his insight on tattoos and the discrimination against them. What made you decide to pursue a career in tattooing?
Well, basically, it's the only form of art that I know of where if you put it somewhere, it lives forever. It's something that you take to the grave. It's a kind of art form that you've really got to do a fair bit different to most art forms, and you really don't get a second chance.
Yeah. Have you ever been discriminated because you did decide to make a career in tattooing?
Absolutely, I get discriminated on the way I look.
Yeah.
Too many judgmental people in the world today that want to sit there and judge you off what the cover of the book is without actually opening it and reading it.
Yeah.
People have been so judgmental on tattoos because 9 times out of 10, well actually how they all started was actually in prisons. When you went to prison you actually got tattooed with a certain tattoo which described what crime it was, so here's the normal of anything that tends to take place in the world is the majority of people judge you because of what you look like, because this is how it was, not actually how it is today.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for a lot of people, they don't see it as art, they see it as you're a scumbag.
Do you think that tattoos are starting to become more of a fashion statement rather than an expression of individuality?
No, I think that's an individual question for individual people. For myself, too many people that know about tattoos say, oh, but it has to have a meaning. But what kind of meaning is that? Everybody's got, for example, morals. What I call morals and what the next person calls morals are different things. So, what may well be them saying it's a fashion statement, deep down, basically the only way I could put it is I've got tattoos and I don't like the ones that I've got now that I got years ago, but that takes me back to where I was.
Yeah.
And where I was is, I can look back on these tattoos and go, I got that because of this. It might not have any meaning to me now, but at the time it did. I think it's one of those things that, yeah, they probably are fashion statements for some people, but in years to come it's going to be something that actually has more meaning to them than what they realised.
Do you think that it is right for people to discriminate people because they have decided to go out and get tattoos?
Absolutely not. Why should they? I don't walk into someone's house and discriminate against them because they've got some shitty artwork hanging on the wall. I don't discriminate against someone because they drive around a Ford. I don't like Fords. But hey, if they want to drive around a Ford, it's their life. They're here to live their life. They've only got one chance at it. Why should somebody be looked at or frowned upon because they have tattoos? They have a goatee. They have a baldy head. They wear sunglasses. They, do we look down on people that have disabilities? Should we? No. So why should a tattoo or body piercing or body modifications make a change to how a person is? Because again, if people want to look at the book and judge by the book, then they're the people I don't want in my life, because as far as I'm concerned, they're shallow.
Yeah.
If people want to sit back and ignore the cover of the book and actually get in there and read it, they'll probably find that there's a lot more to that book than what sits on the front of the cover.
People are highly discriminated against the massive changes that they've done in their lives. For example, changing of the hair, piercings and tattoos.
I think they're definitely changing. I think obviously people look at them and think they're extreme or stupid or whatever, but I think as time goes on they're becoming a lot more acceptable.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, that's what they say. It changes from person to person. Everybody has their own opinion and their own ideas of what beauty is.
Kids like walk to me like, oh, I got the same tattoos as you on your arm. I'm like, wow, that sucks. It's not original.
Yeah, I see a big difference how I'm treated. Sometimes people are mean, or they expect me to be like a tough guy or like not nice. I don't know, like they expect like a prison mentality, like being tough.